Welcome again. I hope you are doing well. In the Azure DevOps series, this is the next video. In this video, we will talk about the Azure boards. Inside Azure boards, we will see epic features, user stories, backlog, sprint, delivery plans. So let's see first what is Azure boards. So this is the portal of the Azure DevOps, dev.azure.com, and here we have created many projects. We can create more projects. So in this video we will talk about the Azure boards. If you see here, I have created one project, travel booking, and inside a travel booking you will see one menu, boards. First we will try to understand what is the boards. If I click on boards, it shows some menus: work items, boards, backlog, sprint, queries, and delivery plans. So let me explain you about the boards. Azure board is a service that allows to manage the work for our software projects. Whatever project you create in your organization, you need to manage this project somewhere using some tools. So Azure boards is also a one feature inside the Azure DevOps that allows you to manage the work. Here we can create the plan, we can track the activities, and we can collaborate between team members. You can assign the work to your team members and you can track about their status. And inside Azure boards, we can take the advantage of Agile, Scrum, Kanban process, calendar views, configurable dashboards, and integrated reportings. So if you see this window, here you can see different sub menus, and inside you can see new work item. If you click on new work item, you can see different items: bug, epic, feature, issues, task, test case, and user stories. So let me explain you about all these things. But before going on that, let me show something. I want to explain you about the templates inside the Azure boards. Navigate from here, click on Azure DevOps and click on organization settings. Here you will see process. Inside the process you will see different templates: basic, agile. Agile is the most famous template. Scrum is the next one, and then CMMI template. So if you create a project, so basic would be the default, but you need to navigate on this link, and here you can right click and create as a default, or that is already default. But suppose I want to make Scrum as a default template, I will right click and set as default process. So similar way, I created Agile as a default template. So whenever you create a new project, when I click on new project and I give the name test project, and inside the advanced you will see one menu, work item process. So in this case Agile would be the default because we made it default. And you can see rest templates here: basic, CMMI, Scrum. So in my case Agile is the default template. So I have already created one project, travel booking. Inside the travel booking I have menu boards, and inside the boards I have different sub menu. So first is the work items. So what is the work items? Work item is the collection of the different kind of the task, features, whatever you want to create inside a project, like bug, epic, feature, issue, task, test case, user story. So I can create a work item here. I can create an epic. I can create a bug. Now let me explain you the epic first. That is on the top of the hierarchy of the work items. Epic are large piece of work that have one common objective. We can say it's the collection of the features that are related to one another and combined to form a large volume propositions. So collection of the features means it can have the different functionality inside one project. Like here I have given an example, travel booking website. I am creating website. So that is one epic. Sometime it happen like inside the project or inside the website, I want to create a module. So in this case, module can be treated as a epic. Or you can consider like if I want to create the CMS of this site, travel booking system, CMS also would be a epic, different epic. And one more epic, I can create mobile application for travel booking website. So I can create different epics. So epic is the largest work item. So I hope you understood about the epic. What is the epic? Next one is the feature. Feature is typically functionality offered by a software program that enables users to do something. Or in simple way, we can say feature is a collection of user stories. So here you can see the example. Feature, like inside the travel booking website, I want to create different feature like search flight. User would be unable to search the flight using this feature. So that is the feature inside the Azure board. Next one is the user stories. User story define the application's requirement and elements that teams need to create. See this example, like search flight. I am creating the feature search flight. To achieve this goal, I need to divide this feature into different stories or different steps. So like search by city pair. That is one user story. Or what the user wants inside the search flight. He wants to search the flight using the flight type. So feature can have different kind of user stories. But that is not a task. User story is not a task. Here you need to understand clearly, user story is not a task. Let me explain you the task now. Task, inside the user stories we have different tasks. That we will create this task and we will assign this task to some particular user. Like this is the user story, search by city pair. To create this user story, what will I do? I will create the UI. This is the task. And over the UI, I will do coding. This is also a task. And testing will be performed by the QA team. That is also a task. I will assign this task to the QA team. Therefore, user story will have different tasks. So I hope your concept is clear now. What is epic, what is feature, what is user story, what is task. So all these things can be represented inside the particular diagram. Like this one is the agile process. You can see epic is on the top of the hierarchy. Then feature, epic can have the multiple features, and one feature can have multiple stories, user stories, and one story can have multiple tasks. So that is actually agile process. Default diagram you see here, that is the very basic, that is default inside the Azure DevOps. So in the basic process we have only epic, issue and task. Now let's try to understand about the relation. So let me explain you in more detail. Here you can see travel booking website is the epic, search flight is a feature. Inside the search flight we have different user stories. Search by city pair, search by date, search by price, search by flight name. This is the one feature. So we can have multiple features like shopping cart feature, checkout features, confirmation. I can put all these work items inside a table. It will look like this. Here you can see the presentation of the epic, feature and user stories with the priorities. In the first row we have the epic travel booking website. Inside this epic we have multiple features: search flight, shopping cart, checkout, confirmation, post sale. And inside the features we have different user stories. For example, search flight, we have these are the user stories, shopping cart. We have the user stories, credit card payment, online payment, paid counter, and you can see the priority. So top items has the much priority goes down, but these are the top items that you need to complete based on the priority. I hope that is clear now. Let me go to the next window, work items. So here you can see in this window we can create the multiple items. So work item menu has the different kind of work item that we can create here. Like if I click on bug, I can give the name of the bug, I can give the description, and I can save it. Next one is the boards. Boards has the similar work items but with the status of the active, resolved, closed, new. These are the status for work item. Even you can drag and drop here. You can see carefully, if I drag it from one window to another window, the status would be changed. So if I move it to closed, the status would be closed. Or you can do like this, you just click on state and click on new. It will be moved to the appropriate window. Next one is the backlogs. So backlog, what is the backlog? Your backlog consists of a list of the work items. Backlog is a collection of work items which will be used for future development. Or simply you can see that is the collection of the work items before starting development. The important thing here, if I go on the browser again, you can see the order. So backlog manages the items with the priority. Top items would have much priority. Backlog is very easy for quickly assign work items to team members. You can forecast about the work, you can see about the status quickly here, or you can see that is just kind of the quick review about the task. Here you can see which task has been completed, which task has much priority, user story has what task. You can just navigate like this, and simply you can see quickly define task. So here you can see the list of the user stories. If you want to change for features, you can click on features. So all of the features you can see here. Currently we don't have much feature, but whatever I add here, this will be rendered here, and we can drag and drop. Like we can change the priority from here. Like suppose I want to move feature 1 above the search by pair, I just drag it here and that would be on the top of the list. So that is the backlogs. Next one is the sprint. What is a sprint? Sprints are time boxed period 1 to 2 weeks or up to 1 month. During the sprint, product owner, scrum master and scrum team work to complete a specific product edition. For example, in every week I want to deliver something. I will create a list from here, like click on sprint and click on new sprint. I will give the name to that sprint, like sprint 2, and I will set the schedule like 21 to 28 of this month, and I will click on create. So for this period, so during that period I will plan for some items. So I can create the items inside this sprint. So for adding the item, you need to go to the backlogs, and you can do like that. You can drag and drop the items here. Like I'm adding into the sprint 3, just drag and drop the item inside the sprint 3. If I go again inside the sprint 3, you could have navigate from there only, but from here also you can navigate. Like inside the sprint we have added 2 items. So if I go inside the sprint, you can see items here. Next one is the query. If you want to search something like what tasks you have in your bucket, you can see here, and you can apply more queries. Like click on new query. Inside this query I want to see the work item. Work item type should be features. If I click on feature and run query, you can see result here. So this is the query to search something, to navigate something, to know about the work items, about the status, whatever you can do here. You can add filter. You can add more filter here by adding the add new clause. Next one is the delivery plans. So what is the delivery plans? Delivery plans provide a calendar view of the multiple backlogs, teams and team backlogs from different projects. Suppose I want to plan a production window to live something. I can create a plan. I have already created go plan, go live. You can click here and you can give the name, like you are planning for QA plan. You can give the name, you can give the name, you can give the description, and you can select the features, what feature you will deliver. So click on features and you can give the filter criteria, what kind of features you will include in your delivery plans. So you can give the value like work type. So many things are there. Work type item should be features, and this is the QA plan, and I can add more criteria and can click on create. So one QA plan would be created. So here you can see just now, and if you click on QA plan, that will show the sprint that is matching with your added filter. So in October we have 2 deliveries. So I hope you have understood about all these things: work items, boards, backlogs, sprint, queries. In next video I will add all these things inside the Azure board, and we will see all these things, how it looks like in Azure board. That's all for now. I will see you soon in the next video. Till then, happy learning.